Welcome back. In this practical walkthrough, we are going to design the user interface for the command server, write the code for it, and then build it. So this is what the user interface design looks like. There is a form with a picture box, a text box, and 3 buttons. So let's select the form for the command server, double click on it, and click on toolbox, pin it to the left, and we'll insert a picture box. Double click on picture box, and then resize it to fit the screen, leaving some gap at the bottom. And while the picture box is still selected, go down to the properties, under size mode, change it to zoom so that the desktop image will resize automatically to fit the picture box. Next, we are going to insert a text box at the bottom, so double click on text box and drag it to the bottom and increase the width a little bit. Then we'll add 3 buttons, so double click on the button 3 times. This is the first button, another one, second button, and one more, the third button. For the first button, we'll put the caption hello. So under the first button, text property, type hello. For the second button, we will put buy. So under the button 2 text property, type in buy. For the third button, we will put picture. So button 3's text property, we key in picture. And then we need to add a form shown event handler. But before that, let us click on the pin here to dismiss the toolbox. So to add an event handler, we need to select the form first. So click on the form here, or you can also select from here the form. And then click on the event button, look for shown, and double click it. So we inserted the form shown event handler. We also want to rename the form, the title of the form. So under here, command server, double click the form again. Select the form 1. So click on edits here, click on properties, and the text for form, let's call it command server. Next, we'll insert 3 event handlers for the 3 buttons. First one is hello, so we double click hello to insert button 1 event handler. Then we double click buy for button 2 event handler, and double click picture for button 3 event handler. So we have now added all our event handlers for the 3 buttons as well as for the form shown. Next, we are going to code. Since we already added the event handlers, we can delete the class 1 now, the form 1 class, and replace it with our code. So select that and delete everything, leaving only the namespace command server. Then go and download this file commandserver.cs from the resource section and open it with Notepad++ or Notepad. Copy all the include libraries here and override all these over here. Delete this and paste. Next, copy everything for Form 1 class right to the bottom and paste it in here. Now you will notice some underlines, like for this and this. So if you click Save first we need to put references to remoting interface. So for command server, click on the references, right click, add reference, and head over to projects, select remoting interface, hit OK. And now this should be resolved. Next, we need to add a reference to system runtime remoting. So repeat, right click on references again, select add reference, and under here assembly, scroll down and look for system runtime remoting. System runtime remoting, click, and then click OK. Now this error should go away, and now you will see all the red squiggly underlines have disappeared. Now we can save everything and we can build it. So click on build, select build command server. So it says build succeeded without any errors. So the new thing here is the binary server formatter sync provider. So this provider is necessary because we want to be able to serialize the desktop image. Desktop image is an object. Before it can be transmitted across the network, it has to be converted into serial form. Serial means in one after another consecutively. So before we can serialize it, we need to provide an object called binary server formatter sync provider. And then we create this provider object, and then we need to set the filter type to full. That means allow full serialization. In computer science, the term serialization means to convert an object into a serial form so that it can be transmitted across the network. Next, we need to provide some properties to the TCP channel constructor here. But before we can do that, we need to use an object that can save the properties. In this case, we use a hash table. A hash table is some kind of data structure that can be used for saving data. So we are using it here to save data that we need to pass to the TCP channel constructor. So we create a hash here and call it props, a hash table. And then we add one member to the hash, we call it port, and the property is 7777. Why are we doing this? Because we want our .NET remoting system to use port 7777 as a communication port. But before we can use that, we have to pass it as a parameter to the TCP channel constructor when we create our channel. So we use the hash table that we created here to create a new property called port and pass these props into the first parameter of the TCP channel constructor. And then for the second one, we leave it null, and the third one, we give the provider sync binary formatter so that this channel can serialize binary data. After that, we register the channel using the channel services register channel method for this channel. And then here we register a well-known service type